If you've been running an SEO campaign for some time and you're getting little to no traffic, chances are you're doing one of these three mistakes when it comes to optimizing your website. Whenever we kind of look at SEO, there's always three possible culprits whenever your traffic is kind of stalling or it's not growing, or on the worst end, it's actually declining. So in this video, we're going to be covering three top mistakes that a lot of business owners make whenever they're doing their SEO that could be costing you potential leads coming in, as well as potential traffic and sales. So what are those three mistakes that we can actually run into whenever we're running an SEO campaign? The first mistake is poor on-page SEO optimization. On-page SEO is pretty much the fundamental thing that you want to fix right away whenever you are starting your SEO campaign. This whole process involves actually optimizing your individual web pages and your service pages so that you've included the keyword in certain sections of your pages in order for that page to rank. So if you're offering a specific service and you're trying to rank for a specific keyword, you want to make sure that you've actually included that keyword in your SEO page title, your meta description, and your header 1 tag. Now, whenever we kind of look at the main issue with regards to on-page SEO, there's always two ways that can go. It could either go as an under-optimization issue or an over-optimization issue. So with the under-optimization issue, the way that you want to go ahead and fix this is you want to use a tool like SEO Meta in one click and actually analyze each individual web page on your website. What you want to do is check for a few things. Number one, you want to make sure that you have an SEO page title, meta description, and header 1 tag that's actually properly written for each of these pages. The way that you're going to do this is that you're going to make sure that your SEO page title is between 50 to 60 characters long, and you're going to make sure that your meta description is between 135 to 160 characters long, and you're going to make sure that you have one header 1 tag per page. Once you've made sure that all of those guidelines are in check, you want to make sure that you actually include your exact keyword that you're trying to rank for in those exact three sections. So if you're a roofing company and you're trying to rank for the keyword roofer Toronto, you want to make sure to include that exact keyword in your SEO page title, your meta description, and your header 1 tag. And when you're writing these titles and these meta descriptions and the header 1, you want to make sure that it's written in a natural way so that when somebody actually reads it, it doesn't sound like you're trying to force that keyword in, but you do definitely want to include that keyword in those sections. The other thing that you want to make sure that you're doing, and another mistake that a lot of people do, is they don't have enough content on their actual page. So when you're looking at the on-page side of things and under optimization issues, chances are you probably don't have that much content. Usually, a lot of the times people have between, you want to go for at least 1,500 words on your page. A lot of times, people, they have less than 300 words or 200 words or something like that. It's not enough content for the page to actually rank for the keyword that you're going after. So you want to make sure that you're actually adding content and adding value to the current existing pages that you have on your website. So if you have a service page, you want to explain exactly what services you offer. You want to explain, how the service actually works. How can somebody get in contact with you if they want to get in touch with you to actually employ and use your services? You want to make sure all that content is on the actual web page. So if you have less than 300 words on a page, you want to try to beef up that content and address any kind of under optimization by including more keywords and including more content. Around 1,500 words is kind of your target that you want to go for. And when you're optimizing it, the last thing that you want to make sure, if you're kind of suffering from under optimization for your on page, is to actually make sure that the keyword is mentioned 0.5 to 1% of the total word count. So overall, if you have 1,500 words worth of content, you need to make sure that 0.5% of all that total word count is your exact keyword. Now, that's the under optimization issues that you could face with the on-page SEO. The other side of that coin is the over optimization for the same kind of web page with on-page SEO. So this is still the first thing that you could be doing as a mistake. So in terms of over optimization, it's pretty much doing too much of what I just said. So if your SEO page title is too long, it's beyond 60 characters, that's over optimized. If you kind of have your meta description and it's longer than 160 characters, again, it's over optimized. And again, if you have multiple header 1 tags, I wouldn't even say it's over optimized, it's just wrong. So you have to remove all those header 1 tags and only have one header 1 tag per page. So that's the thing that you want to make sure. And then the other main issue that people are having when it comes to over optimization is that they try to stuff the keyword too many times on the page. So instead of putting it between 0.5% to 1% of the total word count, sometimes people go all out and they try to put it 5% of the total word count, or 10%, or something ridiculous like that. So they're mentioning the keyword like almost 100 times on the same exact page. Google's obviously going to catch on. And the idea with SEO is that we want to make sure that when we're doing these fixes that they look subtle, they look legit. If we try to, if we show Google that we're actually actively trying to manipulate and do these things on the search engine and we're trying to stuff in the keyword, it's gonna, Google's gonna catch on, and then Google's gonna in turn, bring your rankings down, or kind of put you in like a sandbox period where you're not gonna be able to rank that page. So you wanna be very, very careful not to over optimize your pages. So again, stick to the ratios. And again, to recap, it's make sure that your SEO page title is between 50 to 60 characters, meta descriptions between 135 to 160, one header, one tag per page. Your keywords included in all three of those sections, and your keyword is included 0.5% to 1% of the total word count of the page, and the total word count of the page should be at least 1,500 words. Now that we've covered the on-page SEO, what's the next mistake that a lot of business owners do when it comes to their SEO? The second mistake, most common mistake, is really the off-page SEO and building backlinks. So again, it goes into two branches of under-optimization and over-optimization. So an under-optimized website when it comes to off-page SEO will typically have 0 backlinks. Now, backlinks are basically links from other websites pointing towards your website. So if you don't have enough of these links, basically Google's not going to be able to trust your website. Why would Google rank your website versus XYZ competitor? The reason why is because Google trusts your website more. And the easiest way to build trust to your website is to get other websites within your industry to link out to your website. Because what Google's going to say is, hey, look at all these websites linking to your website, and they're going to say, okay, well, if these websites are linking to you, that means your website must have value, must be trustworthy. And as a result, what Google's going to do is reward you with those higher rankings. So if you have 0 backlinks or 0 authority online, nobody's linking to you, nobody even knows that you exist, Google's not going to know that you exist, and Google's not going to trust your website. And if Google doesn't trust your website, you know what's going to happen. You're not going to rank. So how do we actually go about fixing this? So what you want to go ahead and do is start reaching out to other websites. So you want to reach out to other websites and ask them to actually link to you. And you want to make sure that you're looking for websites that are basically within your niche, and you want to make sure that they have consistent search traffic going to those websites, that they have a domain authority of 25 and above. And you could use a tool like SE ranking to actually see those metrics. And I'm going to go ahead and put those metrics that you should be looking for whenever you're building those backlinks to make sure that it's a quality link. I'll put it somewhere on the side here or something, or my editor will do that. But that's basically what you want to make sure that you're doing. Now, if you don't have enough backlinks, that's a simple thing. Like I said, you want to go ahead and make sure that every single month you're dedicating some sort of link building budget. I would typically say at least $500 a month to start building backlinks. Now, you could obviously do it the organic way and try to get free links, but it's very difficult and it's very time consuming. So I'm a firm believer that you use your time to get money, and then you use your money to save time. So if you have the money for it, I would just go ahead and invest in actually paying for these links. It's going to be a lot easier for you. Now, the other side of the coin is over optimizing your off-page SEO. So a lot of the time, sometimes you might have a website that has, thousands of backlinks. Now, you might have hired an agency that is publishing those links, but again, it's the quality over the quantity. So sometimes you might have too many backlinks, and they're from websites that have nothing to do with your industry. They could be from casino websites, gambling websites. These kinds of links are actually going to hurt your ranking. They're going to be considered not niche relevant to you. If you're a roofer, you want to get links from blogs that blog about roofing, that blog about home improvement. If you're a lawyer, you want to get links from blogs that blog about law and legal stuff. So you don't want to go and get links from some random website that's just like blogging about anything, or blogging about casinos or gambling. None of these links are going to be useful to you. And foreign websites that are linking to you that have no relevance to you, these are all just going to hurt your rankings. So if you have a scenario where you have too many backlinks and the quality of those links is very, very low, and again, I'll put some metrics to make sure and assess whether or not the quality is good or bad. If you find that your link is not that quality, those links are going to hurt you and you need to actually get rid of them. So what I would recommend for you to do is to actually do something called submit a disavow file. So what you could do is actually compile all those links, you could head over to Google, type in disavow links, and then you could go ahead and actually submit it to Google and tell Google that I don't want these links associated with my website. They're hurting my ranking, so Google will basically render them null and void. So you're not gonna have any of that negative impact coming from those links. And at the end of the day, that's what you wanna make sure. Now, in terms of the last mistake that a lot of business owners do, really comes down to their content quality. And this is pretty much the most important thing, one of the most important things. If you don't have quality content that's written on your website and it's not written with the correct intent for your users, at the end of the day, Google is not gonna rank that web page. For example, if you're offering a service, people, when they're looking up a service keyword, they want to use the service. So they want to know about the service, they want to know how much that costs, and they want to take action. So there should be a call to action on your webpage that says, here's how to book the service, click here, contact us, fill out this contact form, etc. But if you are trying to rank for a service keyword with a blog, it's not going to work, right? Like, if it's not the same intent. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that every page is written with the correct intent. Your blogs are for information with the informative intent. People that are looking up these blog topics are looking for more information, and it's very important that you're publishing consistently. Like I said in my last video, you want to make sure that you're doing at least 4 blogs per month. So 1 blog per week minimum is what I would recommend. And you want to be answering people's questions, providing value, educational purposes. And then you want to have your service pages, which are written with the intent to make it as easy as possible for somebody to actually reach you. And at the end of the day, this is really the most important thing, because the worst thing that you could have is a business where you have lots of traffic coming to your website, but none of it is converting. That's a problem that you have with your actual content quality. So you have to make sure that your content quality is good. The second thing is, obviously, you want to kind of stay away from just writing everything with AI. AI is very, very good, obviously, as a guideline. You could use tools like Phrase.io, which will actually identify the top 10 websites in your industry and for a specific keyword, and it will tell you relatively, this is how many words you want to use for that page. This is how much content, how many times you want to include the keyword on the page. This is how many images you want to use on the page. So it's okay to use AI as a guideline, but just using it to flat out write all of your pages on your website is definitely a huge mistake that a lot of people are doing. Google is very smart. They released something called the Google Helpful Content Update, where they were basically penalizing and de-indexing web pages that were just completely written with AI. Now, the problem is that if you're investing so much time, using AI to write all your content and your ranking, which is great, but then, tomorrow Google de-indexes that page. De-indexing means that that page will not be found on Google anymore. So then you have to go and submit it for re-indexing, and it's a whole hassle. So I am a very firm believer of trying to do things with very, very little risk. Especially when it comes to business owners, because it's your business, right? You want to make sure that you're taking care of it. You want to make sure that you're avoiding unnecessary risk. So it's just better to invest a little bit more time to get the content written properly. No problem at all to use AI to help you kind of adjust certain things, maybe add some content, give you some sort of outline, but to flat out write your entire website with just AI, I'm a little bit hesitant about that. So always, you could use AI to help you, but always need to add some human element to it, because at the end of the day, people are doing business with you. They're not doing business with your AI that you're using to write all your content. So you have to make it personal. You have to edit it. You have to, put some human aspects. So make sure that your content quality is up to speed and it's up to par, because that is what Google's all about. Google's all about providing value to their customers. So you want to make sure that your content provides values to your customer. So overall, these are the 3 main things you want to make sure that you fix. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave it down in the comments. Let me know, how is your SEO campaign going? I'd love to hear more about you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like videos like this, let me know. If you guys have any suggestions at all, feel free to let me know as well. Very passionate about SEO. I want to help you guys out as much as possible, and I really look forward to making more of these videos. So so if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to put it in the comments below, and have a great day, everybody.